and welcome to another episode of the Black and White Thinking Podcast. You are joined by your host, Chicken G. How's it going?
Tremendous.
Tremendous. You should actually think of a new word every episode. Tremendous. Anything good going on?
Went to see a wedding venue, or did I mention that before?
No, you didn't mention that before. We did go see a wedding venue. By the time this is out, we've been to see plenty of wedding venues. And how did you find... To be fair, actually, yeah, because you skipped another one. So, yeah, we're already on multiple wedding venues. So how are you finding the process so far?
Boring.
You're finding the process boring? You mean you being told, you didn't need to go to this one, or actually you come into this one, you getting in the car and being driven about and having everything sorted out for you, you're finding that boring?
Yeah.
I think I should let you take over.
Well, I've told you should.
Yeah, because you're going to turn... You said that you won't even let me get my nails done or my hair.
Well...
What kind of person gets married like that? That's like me putting you in a terrible suit to get married.
You either let me do it, or you do it.
But if you do it, you have to do it my way.
Well, no.
However I'm doing it, I'm thinking about the both of us. Yes, I am.
Anyway.
100%. You don't think I'm thinking about you?
I'm only joking. Of course you're thinking about me.
Yeah, all the time. Go away. I sat and went through food the other day and was like, don't you worry, I've already just I know what you'd like.
Yeah,
and I was right. Yeah.
You'd already picked it out.
Because I know you very well, and I don't see the point in bothering you over stuff that I don't need to bother you over.
Correct.
That's true love. Which apparently I need to start forcing you to understand where I'm being nice. But did you enjoy the place?
Yeah, it was really good.
It was, wasn't it? The guy was really nice.
Spot, yeah.
Yeah. That was Field of Dreams. We'll give them a little shout out because, yeah, genuinely, the guy was lovely. Great place. We'll just see what happens by the time we view the next ones. Yeah. Right, so let's get into this one. So, what are we talking about today?
We're going to discuss the Elvis movie.
Oh.
Was it just called Elvis?
I think it was just called Elvis. Now, I think this is... So, if you follow us on socials, you will know that we do movie reviews. So, this is actually also something I've been thinking about, that should we actually do some longer movie reviews that either we can turn into podcasts or we can just put on YouTube channel. So, we'll see how this one goes. But yeah, give us a quick synopsis on...
It's about Elvis's life.
Alright, well, someone might not know. It might be called Elvis, but it might, I don't know. Could have been about one particular thing.
Alright, it's about Elvis's life.
There you go. And it's got the guy from June.
Butler.
There you go, you know his name. Wait, say it?
Austin Butler.
Austin, yeah. Austin.
Like Stone Cold Steve.
Austin. Yeah, but Austin. So my brain really shut down there.
Yeah.
Anyway, Austin Butler.
Yeah.
Who else?
Tom Hanks.
Oh yeah, Tom Hanks. I keep forgetting. Good character though, like good suit. What they put him in.
No. It's arguably Tom Hanks' worst movie.
Really? Oh well, I'll skip straight into it.
And I haven't even seen Polar Express.
Is Polar Express coming out?
No, it's like an old animated Christmas movie.
Oh, that's supposed to be his worst movie?
Well, no, I haven't seen it.
Oh.
And I would still say, because you know I hate Christmas movies.
Oh, yeah, you do. Yeah.
So, I haven't seen that, and I would still say that this is Tom Hanks' worst movie. Even The Terminal is terrible. That's worse than that.
Have we watched The Terminal?
Nah.
I was going to say, yeah, I've not seen it. I'm not a huge fan of Tom Hanks. I only just watched, what was the one where he runs? Come on, it's famous.
No, I know.
Yeah, just say it.
You need to think. Use your memory.
Which we know right now is really bad.
Begins with F.
Run Forrest Gump. There you go. Ridiculous.
See?
You see what he does to me? This is what he does to me. You knew I could do it. But, yeah, that... I only recently watched that, and that was because of you, so, yeah, he's not... I'm not a big fan anyway.
But did you like Forrest Gump?
Yeah, it was alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've not done new movie reviews for a long time. Like, we're still catching up with the old ones, to be fair. We should write down the ones that we've watched recently. Because, to be fair, so the Elvis one, do you know what? Let's just give what would our rating be based off of what we saw and then talk about the movie?
I don't know. I just thought it was really, really, really bad. 1 star out of 5,
Well,
and that's maybe half a star out of 5.
I'd give it 2.5. I would have given it a 3.
2.5.
Yeah.
So you didn't even really like it that much.
No, I would
It
have given
seemed
it.
like you really liked it the way you were carrying on about it.
Yeah, I'd have given it a 3. But don't forget, we watch a lot of movies. So my now rating of I'm seeing you move. So context: this man decided he was just gonna, and that's why he's not being addressed. He was gonna hold his microphone, and the deal was he wasn't gonna move. And I'm seeing him move. So you better not be messing up the sound right now. I'm not gonna be happy. And neither's Pia. I'm gonna get Pia to chase you down. Anyway, yeah, my 2.5 would only be because we watch so many movies.
Like, I was comparing it to the Johnny Cash movie, Walk the Line.
I think that's why you went wrong.
No, but like, that's what they should have done.
No, but I thought, except for it didn't need to be that long.
But you liked that movie, didn't you? Walk the Line.
I did like, yeah, I loved Walk the Line.
See,
The Elvis one I really enjoyed, but if that had been 30 minutes to an hour shorter, I would have loved
they
it.
had just told the story without all the nonsense that went on.
But I quite liked that.
I hated
Like
it.
narrating it from the manager's perspective. I thought that was interesting.
I thought that was annoying.
I thought it was
so
interesting.
annoying. It was such a stupid device that they used. Just present the story. It didn't need any sort of narration.
But it wasn't then really a story just about Elvis. It was a story about Elvis from someone else's perspective.
Yeah, but we didn't need that.
Did
Because
we not?
really the movie wasn't really about Elvis then.
No, the movie was showing how Elvis was.
No, the movie was really about Colonel Tom Parker.
Yeah,
So why call it Elvis?
because the
Why not
focus is
call it Colonel Tom Parker?
because the focus is on Elvis still,
No, but
and it's talking through Elvis's life.
the movie was more about him,
Well, we didn't see
which
anything
was,
before.
again, stupid.
But we didn't see anything before he became the circus man.
No.
So we already know that he wasn't who he said he was. So really, if it was just a movie about him, we'd have seen all of that. But that's where I think I get what they were trying to do.
I don't.
And you just didn't like it.
Baz Luhrmann is a horrible director. Awful. I just got a list of awful, awful movies, and this was just another awful movie by that director.
I enjoyed the music.
Yeah, but then they did stupid things with the music.
Like Doja Cat, which you didn't like.
It's so
I loved that. I
bad.
love that
But
song.
even the way they did they showed the old blues singer, and that wasn't Doja Cat. That was Big Mama Thornton.
No, but the remix you said you didn't like, that was Doja Cat.
Oh yeah, they were using contemporary music in it, which I always hate in old films. Well, I think if it's done well, fine, but I just don't think it was the right choice for that movie.
But they were picking his songs to show that he still has a legacy.
He doesn't.
But apparently he does.
No, well, what you're saying is, at the end of the movie, they put up this stupid blurb about how he still influences artists today. He doesn't.
But he's still the best-selling artist of all time.
I also don't think that's true either.
Yeah, I did think that was a bit.
There's
I was
no
like,
way
where did
that
they
can
get
be
this?
true.
Yeah.
I think it was just a terrible movie, and to say that he still influences musicians today, he doesn't. Like, he just doesn't. There's nobody today making music will cite Elvis as an influence.
Yeah, but also the point is they can't cite Elvis because he stole his songs.
No, but that movie made a statement that Elvis influences artists today.
Yeah, I know. And
He doesn't.
You can say he doesn't, but he does.
He doesn't.
He does.
Name one.
Well, it's not going to be anyone that I listen to.
Name one.
That's why I can't name one, because there's no one I listen to. No, it's not that there are none. Well, Doja Cat or whoever decided to sample that song, that is someone that is still inspired by Elvis, apparently.
I don't agree.
Because it's his specific sample. If they wanted to use the original, they could have used the original.
But that doesn't mean, as I've said, as somebody who makes music, using a sample doesn't mean I am influenced by that artist. It means I like that sound.
Okay, fair enough. But I
So
still think that there are people influenced by him.
maybe some like little Elvis impersonator in the Philippines or something. You know the way you see those every now and then?
Yeah.
Like some little Thai man with a pompadour and silly sunglasses. But other than that, no.
But that's just your opinion. But only because are you or were you ever a fan of Elvis?
Yeah.
You were a fan of Elvis.
Yeah, some of the songs like. I would actually say I still really like some of Elvis' songs. So there's
Really?
a couple of them are maybe one or two that I play on guitar.
Yeah, they probably are.
So I am a fan of his music, but I'm also a fan of the people who came before him that he stole from. And I'm a bigger fan of the music that influenced Elvis than I am Elvis. And again, people say, oh, he stole from other artists, but he might argue that it was just his showing of respect to them and taking their music to an audience that wouldn't listen to it otherwise.
But also taking an opportunity as well. Like I understand why he would have done what he did, but I don't agree with it.
So is somebody who does a cover of a song stealing the original artist's music?
But was he saying he was doing covers of them,
No,
or
but
was he saying that? Because from what I now, I'm not an Elvis fan, so I've only seen things here and there. And from what I've seen, he passed off songs as his own that weren't his own.
did he?
I,
Because
I don't know.
who gets the producing credits? Who gets the songwriting credits? Etc. I don't know the answer,
Yeah,
but I'm just saying
I'll actually have to look that one
we're
up.
being told Elvis quote unquote stole these songs. But in his eyes, was he actively just stealing? And because in the movie it showed that he was friends with like BB King and went to
Yeah,
these gigs. Now, whether or not that's artistic license and he did or didn't do
yeah.
that, I don't know.
But it did make me question if he went to like support those, why was he never at like a civil rights march? Again, I don't know enough about Elvis. I just from the movie, it looked like whilst he might have supported the cause, he was never at the forefront. He wasn't there.
But how many other artists did at the time?
Yeah, but there were also people like oh, who was the one Marilyn Monroe helped?
Ella Fitzgerald?
Yeah. So there were people doing things.
Yeah, but surely then your point is that Marilyn Monroe was involved? But she wasn't. She just helped a singer get gigs.
Well, but she
She
did.
wasn't a civil rights activist.
Yeah, she wasn't a civil rights activist, but she did things to help the community.
No, she did, as far as we know, one thing to help one person.
But was it just one thing? Because I thought it was more
No,
than
but
that.
she helped a singer get gigs.
Yeah, but I thought it was more than that. Is that my point was just to use that example.
Well, yeah, boil it right down. She did one thing to help one person.
All right, one thing that we know of, but she might have done more. And my point to that was, is there a difference then
But
as well
then,
between?
how can you hold Elvis to a standard that you're not holding other people to? Or, like,
Well, I'm asking the question then.
but then, doesn't matter. He was a singer. As I always say, just shut up and sing me your songs.
Yeah, but I also think like before you're a singer, you're a person.
No, but his job is to sing songs and entertain. Whereas Martin Luther King Jr.'s job was to be a civil rights activist.
Yeah,
Because
but
that's what the path that he chose. Elvis chose the path of being a singer.
yeah, I don't agree with that. I think you can
No,
be a
but
singer to entertain, but if you're then using black culture and black songs, you can't just then be like,
but
I
then
have nothing to
you
do with
could
this.
argue that everybody is. Anybody who does music, you could argue, is borrowing from black culture. So then you expect everyone in the music business to do something for the Afro-Caribbean peoples of the world.
But it's not just musician
No,
from
no, but
music.
I'm
Well,
just
yeah,
saying.
I believe that if you are taking from black culture, it's appropriated all the time. No, not even just appropriation, to be fair. Black culture, in a sense, from hair to style to whatever else, is used.
Well, you
But
can't own a hairstyle.
no, you can't own a hairstyle. But what I mean is, there are things that become popular culture because of black people. And when that happens, you don't see the black people benefiting from it. You will see someone else that will be of a lighter
You
skin
mean like
shade
millionaire
normally.
rappers?
Like what?
You mean like millionaire black rappers?
Well, no, I'm not saying that never happens, but I'm talking about, like I said, even from fashion.
Millionaire actors or
Yeah, it's not to say that there aren't any millionaire actors or there's none of that. It's to say that if you are benefiting from a culture, you better be doing something to give back to that because
why?
you're not, those aren't your original ideas. You are stealing from someone else. The way you look, the way you sound,
Well, what
the
if
things that you're doing.
you're just a singer who wrote a song in a particular genre?
If you're a singer who wrote a song in a particular genre and that genre comes from being inspired by specific people, look at the history. Don't just steal from it. Do better, be better. Like our last podcast was literally about separating the art from the artist. And if you are going to use a culture for your benefit, I don't believe you should just pretend that like this is all you when it's not.
But I just think musicians are musicians. I really don't care about their political opinion because they're never qualified to give it. I think we nowadays the thing is, oh, they've got a platform. Well, no, they don't. They write songs and sing them, and lots of people like them, and we are then putting our view on them that they should speak out about particular issues. But let's face it, they write songs, and a lot of them don't even write songs. They're just a mouthpiece for other people who've written songs. So why would we expect them to be qualified enough or intelligent enough to voice a complex political opinion? Do you really want somebody from that time, from that background, from that part of the world to voice their opinions on a very complicated issue, i.e., the civil rights movement? Would Elvis be the right spokesperson for that?
It's not about becoming a spokesperson.
No, but I'm just saying, is he the guy for that?
But that's what I mean.
Leave it up to somebody like Martin Luther King Jr.
No, but that's what I mean. I think that's where you're confusing me. And what I don't mean is that these people should be at the forefront because it's not about being the forefront because it's not about them. It's about a bigger issue. Yeah, and that's where when it comes to voting, those day-to-day things, whether you are a millionaire, a billionaire, a poor person, I'd like to hope you care about the country you live in. So you are probably going to vote because it affects the economy. It affects other people. You will do other things. Like I'm surrounded by people that have money that will give away to charities and to people, both for their own gain and to help other people. So is it on someone like Elvis to go out and be at the front of a march with a microphone?
Absolutely not.
No. But is it on someone like that who's using black culture and taking black songs as a sign of respect? If you respect us that much, walk along and just, if someone asks you a question, say, I'm not qualified to answer the question. I'm here to support. That's it.
But for all we know, he could have, like the Marilyn Monroe, Ella Fitzgerald thing, he could have got them lots of gigs that they otherwise wouldn't have had.
Yeah, he could have. But we didn't see that in the movie.
Well, he had black backing vocalists.
In the movie?
Yeah.
But we don't know if he did that in real life.
I mean, it's probably pretty easy to find out.
Yeah.
There's footage of those shows, which I have seen, but I don't recall.
I know, but I know all our phones are being used to record.
But, yeah, I don't care about musicians' political viewpoints or opinions because I just, like I always say, just shut up and sing your songs. Anyway, back to the movie.
Yes.
It was a horrible, horrible movie by a director with a track record of making horrible, horrible movies. He tried to be clever with his like camera tricks and montages and different cuts between scenes and this, that, and the other. It didn't work. It felt like, as I said after watching it, it was a movie about Baz Luhrmann telling his version of Elvis's story, and the way he told it didn't work. The devices he used were really idiotic. Tom Hanks as Colonel Tom Parker was so annoying, and just a bad performance from Tom Hanks. I thought the prosthetics were annoying. I think it was just bad all around. Like Austin Butler was fine,
Oh, I thought he was quite
but
good.
was he the right guy to play Elvis? I don't think so.
Or who would you have had playing Elvis?
I don't know.
Because I thought he was alright. I was surprised.
I don't know. Like again, going back to Walk the Line, I think now there's nobody else that I can see playing that character other than Joaquin Phoenix.
Mm.
But there probably is somebody who might have been better suited to play Elvis than Austin Butler.
But I also feel like Walk the Line is the type of movie that you don't expect to be as big.
I don't even know how big of a movie it was at the time,
Yeah.
really. But like, I obviously love Johnny Cash.
Yeah, exactly.
I
But
love
that's what I
that
mean.
movie. I love that him and Reese Witherspoon sang the songs.
Yeah.
Like, it just seemed there was a real.
That's more like a passion project, whereas the Elvis one was more like, we want to make a movie that does something and makes money. That's how those two movies feel to me.
It was Baz Luhrmann doing Baz Luhrmann things.
But I didn't think it was a. Do you know what? I'd still take up to a 3 rather than 2.5, because 2.5 is me being harsh for the sake of that extra hour. But was I pleasantly surprised? Yeah. Did I think that the music was interesting, the story was interesting, the way it was done was interesting? Yeah, I did.
I hated all of it.
Yeah,
Even the way they portrayed the songs, like that they went on to become Elvis's hits. Like the Nothing But a Hound Dog song, the way they put that across was stupid. They kept showing BB King, but not having any of his music.
Yeah, I did think
was
that was odd.
They had a small nod to Little Richard, and funny, I was talking about Little Richard the week before. It was just an odd movie, and I've never been a fan of Baz Luhrmann. I sort of knew going in. Well, I sort of went into it with a mindset of it might be good, but will probably not. It just wasn't a good movie. I feel like the characters were big enough. You didn't need to do all that faffing about with all the like window dressing, if you like.
Yeah, I get you.
And distraction.
That's fair enough. Because I also do think that you go into watching a movie prepared, or more prepared. Like, you look into some of it as well.
If it's a movie I've never seen, I don't.
But you knew who the producer was, so already
Director.
Sorry, the director. But
yeah, that's. But I mean, that's fairly standard anyway. Like, and especially if it's a director like that, because you never hear of a release of a movie by a director like that without being explicitly aware that it's a movie that they have made.
Whereas I didn't know that was a Baz Luhrmann one, and then when I looked him up and saw the other ones, I was like, oh, okay.
How much attention do you pay movies coming out anyway?
I do pay attention to movies coming out, but not. That's what I'm saying. That's my point. That I don't pay as much attention to you. So for you, you will look at cast.
I don't.
The direct.
If it's a movie I've never seen, like say when we're going to the cinema to see a new movie, mostly what I'll know is the name of the movie and the director.
Okay, but even the director, because you watch so many movies, you will still have an idea. It's like me saying we're going to watch something with, what's a Dune guy? Not Dune, you know, the one I love. Like, no, I'm not thinking of Hans Zimmer. I'm not thinking of music. Sorry, I'm thinking of Batman guy that you didn't like.
Oh, Nolan.
Yeah, Nolan. Like straight away, because you don't like his style of movies, you automatically go, I'm probably not going to like it.
I don't like him.
Either you don't like him, but that's what I mean. His style of movies.
But it's the same as Baz Luhrmann.
Whereas I love him.
Movies are movies about Christopher Nolan as a director.
But I love Nolan movies.
The subject matter is totally secondary to it being his movie.
Whereas I love them.
And Baz Luhrmann's the same.
So I go into them already with a perceived.
You're wrong. But
no, I'm not.
Oh yes.
Absolutely not.
He's another just very similar type of director. His movies are all about him as a director of that movie rather than just telling a story.
Yeah, but you also liked The Lighthouse, which is
brilliant.
A massive mind melt.
Yeah, it's a brilliant movie.
That doesn't make much sense. And the only reason I watched it was because it was R-Pats and it was an A24 movie.
It makes perfect sense. Two guys stuck in a lighthouse go mental.
To watch it.
Well, what about that doesn't make sense?
No, but to watch it.
But what about what I've just said doesn't make sense?
Yeah, but when you go into it, you don't know that it's two guys both going mental.
Well, no, it's two guys in a lighthouse, stuck in a lighthouse through a massive storm.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't actually know that they're going mental. And then you start to put the pieces together and you're like, well, which one is mental?
Yeah, but
One of them, both of them?
there's nothing about that doesn't make sense.
But it's, alright, well, it's not the most visually appealing, like, I'd want to watch it again.
What? It looked incredible.
It is one of those mind-melting movies I would, Auntie Michelle especially, would never watch again. If I watched it again, it would literally just be because of you and because I appreciate what has gone into that movie. Otherwise, if I knew that the same director and the same company did something similar, I would not be watching it. That's just not my type of
you're
movie.
willing to watch Christopher Nolan movies?
Yeah, because I like the way that like they make me think in a different way.
No, they don't.
Whereas they do.
They don't. He
Because it
makes
just-
them unnecessarily complicated so that he feels smart.
But that's part of the fun of it.
Again, like I've said, people have said, "Oh, I went to see Tenet 4 times and still don't understand it."
Just
That's a
doing the job,
bad
isn't it?
movie.
Or maybe it's that you're just supposed to understand something different each time. They're just complicated in that way.
He's annoying.
Anyway,
Even Oppenheimer was awful.
I loved Oppenheimer, but that's the point.
Awful movie.
The point I'm then making is you can go into
think I
something with a
hate them.
director.
I think I hate them both equally.
What, Elvis and Oppenheimer?
No, Baz Luhrmann and Christopher Nolan.
Nah, you can't hate them both equally.
I do.
And I also tell you hate's a very strong word. You don't hate them.
Well, yeah, I do.
You just dislike
I
them.
hate their movies. I hate
I
them as
hate-
directors.
As
They might be
directors.
nice people, but I hate them as directors and I hate their movies.
Yeah, fair enough. So you wouldn't recommend people watch Elvis?
No.
When did it actually come out? Because it was sometime last year, wasn't it?
Last year or year before. No, definitely don't watch it. And even more, if you like Elvis or even just a little bit like Elvis's music, don't watch it.
Whereas I didn't
Watch Walk the
expect
Line and then
anything,
just listen to some Elvis.
and I enjoyed it. So if you're not really an Elvis fan, then maybe it's for you.
No, I'll still be annoying.
No, I did quite like this. Like, I always think if I walk out of a story like that, and that's why I was saying that initially I'd given it 2.5 because we've watched that many good movies. But for me, that was another one that I would come home and Google about both their lives. So, like Elvis and Priscilla, because I know that in the past, even about like the daughter, was one of them on Big Brother, something like that. But I remember.
Did one of them not marry Michael Jackson?
Oh, was it Lisa Marie? Oh my
Yeah,
days, I
sorry.
forgot about that. That's wild, isn't it? Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to go back down that rabbit hole then. Absolutely wild. God, she's not had a
They
great
did-
time, had she?
They glossed over a lot too.
Yeah, they did, but that's what I mean. Like the fact she was 15,
Like I
they,
feel like
they just made it out as if like, oh, it was just her army dad that didn't want them to be together.
no. Yeah, it wasn't good. I don't know if it was commercially successful either.
It'd be interesting to see.
It was a bad movie.
So yeah, so you don't recommend people go watch it. I see. Don't pay for it, but if it's on, give it a go. Especially if you're not an Elvis
I
fan.
think it is on Prime for free.
Oh, I thought you had to buy it on Prime. Oh, was that why we had adverts? That was another annoying thing.
Even movies you pay for now, you have
That's
adverts.
ridiculous.
Yeah, no.
Absolutely ridiculous.
I feel like I've given it a score of 0.5 because it just feels harsh to give it 0.
Why does it feel harsh to give it 0? I don't think the acting was all bad.
No, but I hated the movie.
Yeah, but you don't, like, you've not said one
But that's
positive
what I
thing
mean.
about it. So I don't know why you'd give
I
it a
feel like-
0.5. I feel like you're saying 0. You have not even one positive. There are movies we watched that I've picked you've hated, and you've still found one positive thing to say, which this one, you've not said one thing.
I like the Little Richard scene.
Which was like 30 seconds.
And yeah, that was about it. It's just a weird movie.
So it's still at 0 from you.
Alright, 0. Terrible.
Fair play. Alright, so 0 from you, and mine's gone up to 3. So I took your 0.5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, because I was at the end, I was smiling. I was like, oh, Auntie Michelle stayed awake the whole time. That's how I know she didn't hate it. I don't think it was her favourite either, but
No.
you and Unc were like, absolute. Halfway through, that's when I knew that Unc was like hating it. He was like, what do you think so far? And I was like, yeah, that's not good.
That wasn't even halfway through.
Wasn't it?
It was like half an hour in.
Wild. Well, okay, so 0 from you.
Correct.
3 from me. And yeah, we'll do some more of these. Because we definitely do watch a lot that we can sit and talk about. But Elvis, interesting character. Wild. Right, well, yeah, we'll see you guys in, 2 weeks? Keep liking, subscribing, and doing all the bits that you normally do. We really appreciate it. Bye!